That's all I got. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Patrick Stage. I've actually been at the Arkansas Heart Hospital for 19 years, working with Dr. Bowe, and just say that it's a great institution and I've enjoyed every minute of it. My talk today is going to be on Lifevest. Dr. Kane came up to me about 2 days ago and wanted me to let everybody know that you can go to Walmart and get you a Lifevest for $8.99. So I just want to let you all know that that is available for you. Okay. So let's go and talk about Lifevest. So in this next 10 minutes, I'd like to be able to tell you all what it is, why we should use it, and what patients are indicated. I have a disclosure. I was sleeping with the Lifevest girl. And I need to let you know that because you order Lifevest does not mean you get to sleep with her. But seriously, my wife did work for Lifevest up until the last year. So what is a Lifevest? So here's the model of the Lifevest. So basically, it's a vest that they wear, has gel packs in it, has a battery pack. And what people need to realize is the patient is in complete control. If this thing starts alarming, it has 2 buttons they hold. This thing cannot shock them unless they let the buttons go. So the idea is they go into sudden cardiac death, they will go unconscious, the gel packs deploy, and then it will deliver 150 joules shock. The Lifevest, the company will tell you that it's good for 5 shocks, but I'm going to show you a case at the end of the talk to show you just what a Lifevest can really do for your patient. So why should we think about a Lifevest? This is an all-cause mortality that shows you that over half of the deaths in this country are due to sudden cardiac death. So my question is, what are we doing to reverse the trend? It is estimated if you have an out-of-cardiac hospital arrest, you have a 5 to 8% survival. 40% are not witnessed or occur in sleep, and 80% occurs at home. And the men in this, in the audience should not read anything into that statistic. Okay. So this here is to show you that American Heart Society and Heart Rhythm Society do recommend the wearable cardioverter defibrillator as treatment for your patient, and it's for ischemic and non-ischemic patients with EFs of less than 35%. When you first diagnose this, it's a 90-day trial or 90-day waiting period for optimum medical therapy. We should think about it if they're post-myocardial infarction, with or without revascularization. And we should also think about it for post-bypass patients if their ejection fractions are less than 36%. So there was a trial done, the WEARIT II, which was a 2,000 patient random study done. These were patients with low EFs that were wearing the Lifevest. And what I want to point out is 1 in 14 were diagnosed with an arrhythmia requiring intervention while wearing the vest. This did not take into account the number of patients that actually picked up non-sustained VT, which may have led to a baseline EP study, which may have led to them getting earlier intervention if needed. The VALIANT trial, basically what this trial showed us is that your highest risk of death is in the first 3 months. And that is what we recommend the wearable cardioverter defibrillator. And that 83% of sudden cardiac arrhythmias occurred after discharge from the hospital. The conclusions of the WEARIT II showed that it does give protection for ischemic and non-ischemic patients at risk for sudden cardiac death. Sudden death is unpredictable in this group of patients for EF of less than 36%. There's a very low rate of inappropriate therapies, less than 1%. 97% of the patients were alive after 1 year. It is safe. There were no deaths from the wearable cardioverter defibrillator, and it had a high level of compliance, 22 hours plus a day. So how many Lifevests were ordered last year? 92,000 were ordered in the United States and 1,900 in the state of Arkansas. So that leads me to Mr. Larry Middlebrooks. This was a patient at the heart hospital that came in, went to the cath lab, got a stent placed. Because he got a stent, he's on a 90-day waiting period to see if he needs a defibrillator. So Mr. Middlebrook was discharged home with the Lifevest. About a week after wearing the Lifevest, it started alarming one night about 12:30. It kept going off, and he finally told his wife, he said, "I'm taking this off." His wife said, "No, you will leave it on. We'll call the company in the morning, see what's wrong." At approximately 5:30 that morning, they were both asleep, and Mr. Middlebrook suddenly was not doing so well. And you can see that this arrhythmia that he was in is getting worse and worse, getting worse, and then the defibrillator kicked in and shocked him and saved his life. So he came back to the hospital, was taken to the cardiac cath lab, got another stent put in. So he had to be discharged again with the Lifevest. About 2 to 3 weeks later, he's at home, went into sudden cardiac arrest, and the device shocked him 13 times from the time he was at home to en route back to the hospital. When we went back to look at the rhythm strips, every shock that he had received was appropriate, had saved his life. And after this event, he underwent ICD implantation. Mr. Middlebrook would have loved to have been here today, but he had a family wedding today. And every time I talk to his wife, she just is so thankful and tearful that she has her husband alive. And that comes up, one of the biggest complaints I get, I just want to tell people, is they say, the patients hate these vests. What do you do to get them to wear this? And this is what I do with my patients. I tell them, I'm fixing to make you miserable. You're going to hate me. You're going to cuss me every night you go to sleep. But if you'll give me 90 days, I will do my best to make sure you are alive at 90 days. It's 3 months out of your life over the next 1 year, 5 years, 20 years that you may be alive. But give me 3 months and we'll get you better. And that's all I have.